Okay, let's get started. This is my hair before I put my pipe cleaners in. And forgive my cold, I'm a little congested right now. And here are the pipe cleaners that I actually buy from Michael's. When I use them, I take two out of the bag and I double them because for my hair, I feel like the stronger they are, the better, and the easier they are to install in my hair. So what I do is I just twist them around my finger until I make a wire roller, if you will, or, our traditional pipe cleaners that you use for locks. Here I am making more of them because I prefer to have a large number of them so that when I actually start on my hair, it's not taking me as long to continue. When I start on the back of my hair, what I like to do is make a V in the back of my head, the lower V, and I reach all the way up to my occipital bone and I separate my hair. Here it is again, and there was my big old pimple on my face. Okay, so first things first, you're gonna stretch out the hair and wrap your pipe cleaner within your lock and keep rolling and rolling and rolling until you get to your scalp. And as you're rolling, a little bit before you get to your scalp, you bend it over and there's a loop. And with the other end, you stick the other end into the loop and you bend it over. If you can see, now I have an O on the back of my head. Okay, so let me show you better. What I do is I take this loop and I just fold it over like I did before in my hair. There's the loop and then there's the end. So what I do is that I stick the end through the loop so that it creates an O like in the back of my hair. I do that so that my bob can be really, really angled in the back. And you guys know I love a dramatic angled bob, A-line bob, if you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it, I like drama. So here's me putting the second one in my hair. And of course, it takes a while to get through all of them. So make sure you take your time. Now, if you have shorter locks, you can actually do two at a time. But because my locks are about tailbone length, I have to do one at a time. And it's kind of time consuming, but it's worth it in the end. Here I'm still rolling and rolling. Okay, here I am doing the other side of my head. And I think that whenever you go from right to left, it gives the hair a better effect of the shingled look in the back. When you put them in, you want to make sure you have some kind of order back there. At the very least, if you put them in any kind of way, you can actually go back and reorder them so that they kind of lay down in a shingle pattern. It just makes the hair look neater and it makes the hair just look more refreshed and refined. So what I do is I just continue doing all of these O's onto the entire back of my hair so that I can create that short look that I would not have been able to create otherwise, or else I may have had to cut my hair. So as you can see, I've made progress and it does take a while. So just be patient with yourself. Take your time. I would actually do this. I would suggest doing this on a weekend where you have a little bit of time to rest and have a little bit of time to prepare the pipe cleaners how you want them to look. When I use my pipe cleaners, I actually create several in the back that are the same length, but as I get to the front, I actually measure each of them one by one because I need to make sure that the bob is exactly how I want it to look. When you're wearing the bob, there is no one size fits all, and you want to just be able to figure out if you want a long look or if you want something short, or if you want something that's particularly angled or just straight across. I wouldn't suggest pre-twisting a bunch of pipe cleaners before you get to the end of your hair, because what happens is you end up putting them in your hair and it doesn't give you that true definition that I like. I mean, you can do what you want, but it doesn't give the true definition that I like. So I just continued with the back of my hair, and it gets easier the more you do it. I will say that. Still takes forever, but it does get easier. It is definitely easier for people who have shorter locks in the back, because you can do 2 at a time. As you guys can see, I'm kind of annoyed just because I feel like it took me all day to do my hair, and I normally don't take that long to do my hair. I just, it's the longer my hair gets, the longer it takes to do. And right now, it obviously doesn't look anything like a bob, but just be patient with me. You'll see what I'm trying to do. Okay, we're almost there. Just a little bit more to go. I don't know if you guys can see, but the pattern is there. Okay, so now I'm on to the front, and at this point, here's where you make your part, or where you decide you want the length of your bob to look. So what I am doing is just giving myself an idea of where I want to begin, and I'm beginning the quote-unquote layering process. So what I'm doing now is, instead of looping them together, you can see that I'm putting them in a different way. Okay, so when I roll them in my hair, I actually roll them upside down, which is completely different from the way that most YouTube videos do it. But my reason for doing this is because I wear my pipe cleaners for a long time, and I do not want that thing sticking me in my head. So I figured it out. Why don't you just turn the thing upside down? Okay, so as you're going up, you can see that sometimes you lose a little length from the pipe cleaner. And so all you have to do is just push your locks down, and you can see there where I just pinched the loop and closed it off. So now I'm gonna try another one. Okay, on this next one, I did the exact same thing. And the cool thing about the wires is that you can actually shape your bob into whatever style you want post-production, as I like to call it. If you wanted it to be straight and blunt, you can have it like that. And if you wanted a curly, wavy look, you can do that. So what I'm doing now is going back to my imaginary line of where I think I want my bob to be. So what I do is I measure my lock and use the pipe cleaner to measure the lock. And instead of measuring exactly there, I add about 1 inch so that I can have room to fold it at the end. And folding it at the end just prevents the pipe cleaner from falling out. I do the same for the next lock. As I told you before, I install them upside down, which is a little different, but it has the loop at the root part, and I pinch the root so that there is no nonsense on my head. This is taking forever. Okay, so you guys see me talking, and I just said it's taking forever, but that's just the nature of the game. The more and more I go through my hair, the more I see where I need to adjust things, and feel free to adjust. Sometimes the lengths aren't exactly where you want it, and you may have to take it down and redo that one, and it's okay. The more you do it, the better you'll get a hang of it. So now that I'm measuring, I just keep going and going until I get the desired shape. Here I am measuring again, and I'm doing this one a little bit differently. That way I am able to accommodate the length of the pipe cleaner installation for my hair. So instead of doubling it over, I just bend one side of the pipe cleaner, almost like a candy cane. And I continue to do that for the longer ones until I get to a place where the actual pipe cleaner right out of the bag is way too long. And once I get there, I'll show you guys exactly how I adjust the size. See, on this one, I'm still in the middle / back of the layering process. So these ones aren't as long as the ones in the front. They're kind of mid-length, but also more, they're actually on the shorter side because they need to be able to blend well from the back to the front. And yes, they look crazy right now, but give me a minute and I can show you guys exactly how they are reshaped. Okay, on to my second pack. In the second pack, I continue exactly what I'm doing, measuring piece by piece. At the front, I'm able to double them. As you can see, I was just playing with the pipe cleaner. So what I do is I grab two together and fold them in half and start twisting until I get my desired length. And as you can see, I'm twisting the pipe cleaner into my hair at a long length. So I extended the length of the pipe cleaner to suit the look that I'm going for. Here I am again measuring each lock, and what I noticed was that the desired length that I want is actually longer than the pipe cleaners actually come. So what I do is I take two pipe cleaners and lay them side by side and kind of uneven. That way I can just elongate them, and then I install it in my hair. As you can see, that one is really, really, really long. And I just continue the rest of my hair until it's time to get to the very top. By this point, I think my eyes are getting dry and getting tired, but I had to finish. So as you can see, the shape is coming together nicely. Although it's sticking out in a funny way, you can see where the direction is going. So my hands that are moving funny down there, they were actually twisting the pipe cleaners together. As I told you before, I don't pre-twist the pipe cleaners that are in the front of my hair because I'm not exactly sure of what length they need to be. And as I start them, it may vary based on exactly where my lock is and where I want that lock to fall. So you can see that that A line is beginning to form. Okay, on to the other side of my hair. I made those short ones in the top, that way I can have some poof, some volume. Anybody who knows me knows I like big hair, and I needed a little bit of volume in the top of my head. So here I am adding more volume to the top, and what I do is I actually take the pipe cleaner and fold it almost in half, but just a tiny bit longer, so that they are longer than the length that I used to make the O, but shorter than the length that goes on the sides of the bob. And what that does is it actually gives some lift at the top of my hair without it having a flat look or a spiky look. So here I am continuing to do that. Okay, this pipe cleaner is a newly measured one, and I measured it the way I did because I wanted this one to be long and I wanted it to be dramatic. This side that I'm doing now is actually my heavy side, which with my part being on my left side, the majority of the hair actually falls to my right, which is your left. Okay, so I'm twisting some more, and I'm just continuing doing my hair until I get it done. Now, the difference between the front part and the back of my hair is that the top part of my hair and the front part of my hair is actually shorter. When I started my locks, I actually made sure to keep the top a bit shorter than the rest of my hair so that when I put my curls in or when I did any other kind of styles, it had a layered effect. So now that my hair is super long, it still kind of has a layered effect, but it works to my advantage for styles like this, so I can actually do two at a time. And for me, it did save a lot of time because honestly, doing one at a time was tedious and it was very time consuming. So with this particular lock, I actually think I used two locks. Now with this one, because of the length of it, I actually took some of the root and wrapped it around the lock. Here I am measuring again for this side, and I love to make sure that my heavy side is super duper heavy, and I do like the partial blindness of the bangs, but you don't have to do it like that. You can do your hair in exactly the direction that you want to. Here's just how I do it for myself. I'm probably on my phone chit-chatting away to my sister, but that's what I do. Okay, some more twisting, some more turning, and some more twisting just to continue to make sure that the hair looks exactly how I want it to look. Little by little, it has come together, and all of that hair is being able to be put into a style that normally would require cutting. I like the fact that I don't have to cut my hair. I like the fact that I can show you guys a little bit of what I do with my hair and all the different styles of my bobs. This is just one that you guys can see. After this one, I'm more than likely going to do the shortest one because that one seems to be the one that takes everybody's breath away just because of the fact that my hair is so drastically different. Sometimes there is trial and error, like I said before, but sometimes you just get it right. When I did my first bob, it took me quite a while. It actually took me 2 days because I was used to doing my hair a particular way with my pipe cleaners, and I kind of ran across something on accident, and I was like, okay, let me at least try to see if I can do something different. With this particular lock, if you can see, I still had a lot of pipe cleaner left, and I wanted to make sure that pipe cleaner stayed long. So what I did was I stretched out my hair onto the shaft of the pipe cleaner to elongate the look. Eventually, when I take them out, it'll elongate the curl, But the truth is, I like the short hairstyle, and I don't just wear the pipe cleaners to wear as a curly style later. I do believe in functional hair, whether it's in pipe cleaners or it's in curls. So this is a style that you can get 3 different styles at least. You can have it like this. You can also take them out and have the curls, or you can pull it back and have a curly ponytail. Sometimes I like my bangs heavy in my face, and other times I pull it out of my face just so that I can actually see. As you can see, I'm getting to the top of my hair finally after a million years. And what I like to do with the top of my hair is direct the pipe cleaners forward so that when I'm doing my hair, my bangs actually come more forward instead of going just straight to the side. What that does for me is it gives it a more full look in my face, and it also gives it a balance of fullness all the way around my hair. Look how long this one is. This one is almost 1.5 times the length of the original pipe cleaner. So now that I'm putting it in my hair, I can actually stretch my hair over it because I'm wrapping 2 locks on one pipe cleaner, and I don't have to worry about the space being so gapped. If you can see, that really, really long one is almost in the middle of my sternum, and that's exactly how I wanted my hair to look. So it's taken shape. I still have a few more to go, and I'm just making sure that as I'm doing the last few, it's looking exactly the way I want it to. What you don't want to do is rush through the last ones and then end up having to redo them later. That doesn't feel good. Okay, so now that I have 2 left, what I did was join 2 together again, and this front one, because my locks, for some reason, those 2 locks in the front broke, like a couple inches broke off of them. So you just gotta make do. So what I'm doing is wrapping one of the locks first, and then I join the other one to the pipe cleaner so that they can both be on one pipe cleaner. It just doesn't make sense for such a small lock to be on one pipe cleaner if it doesn't have to. At this point, I'm going through piece by piece to make sure that I have the shape that I want. What I like about the pipe cleaners is that they are bendable and they're very flexible, so it allows your hair to have a shape, and the shape actually stays put. If you can see how I'm bending the pipe cleaners that are in my hair, it gives me that angled bob that I'm looking for. So you can just keep going back through to look and see what you have and make adjustments if you need to. There's the height on my left side and there's the height on my right side. Thank you guys for watching. I really, really, really appreciate you guys being patient with me.